The upcoming Darren Aronofsky biblical epic film Noah, starring Russell Crowe, Anthony Hopkins, and Emma Watson, is currently slated to hit AMC Theatres on March 28th. However, according to a report in The Hollywood Reporter, there is significant trouble brewing on the project. According to the report, there have been 3 recent test screenings of the film, one for a primarily Jewish audience, one for a primarily Christian audience, and one with a general audience. All 3 test screenings were said to yield troubling and disappointing results. As a result, Paramount is asking for changes to be made to the current edit of the film, which Aronofsky is resisting. The film is the biggest budgeted film of Aronofsky's career, coming in at $130 million in production costs so far. Christian, if you're the head of Paramount right now, what do you do?
I leave Aronofsky alone. I let him do his thing. He has proven that he is a trusted director, and this is a religious film. You're going to have resistance on one side or two sides. It's going to happen. Anytime you have a religious movement. Passion of the Christ came out, a lot of resistance on one side. There's always going to be some kind of controversy when it comes to religious subject matter. It's going to happen. So I say, trust in what the guy has done. He's a trusted filmmaker, and I just say, let him do his thing.
Mark?
I think this test screening is beautiful because finally Jews and Catholics can agree on something. They're not a huge fan of the movie right now. You need to change the name. Call it Noah based on a true story. That would be a bunch of deceits. I think you leave Aronofsky alone, just like Christian said. I mean, the guy has proven himself with a track record. Not only that he makes great films, but that he's a very quirky director. He has his own method, but there is something behind it. So I say let the guy do what he wants. And again, it's a religious movie. You're gonna upset people. That's what religion does.
Yeah.
I see. I'm gonna have to disagree with you guys on this one. I think you can expect that from one side or the other, you're gonna get resistance. When all sides are offering you resistance, when the general audience, the Catholic audience, the Jewish audience, and they're all saying we don't like this movie, look, I trust Aronofsky too. I am, but. Just take a guy like Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon has talked extensively about the fact that, you know what, Marvel stepped in on his Avengers movie and said, hey, you got to stop this, you got to do more of this, blah, blah, blah. And he worked collaboratively with them. Peter Jackson's talked a lot about how a lot of times New Line stepped in and gave him direction, took it. These films work best when they're done collaboratively. Look, for the most part, let the artists be the artists. But when I'm the guy writing the $130 million check and I've got audiences telling me that en masse that they don't like it, I'm thinking, be a little flexible about maybe making some changes.
I guess in that aspect of if it's just a note because of creatively of how it's running, or maybe it's running slow or it's boring, a lot of people are saying that. If it's just for religious reasons, I think, because you're upsetting a certain religious group, that's where I say leave him alone and let him do his thing. On your side of things, in a general side, if it's too slow, it's boring, people aren't responding to it, we lost them, then I understand you got to take some notes sometimes. So in that aspect, I agree with you.
And John, I do see your point of view, because when the Ark was actually built, the studio stepped in. God told Noah a few things to do with that, so maybe it's just following protocol.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.